This is a 2025 Toyota Crown. It's one of many cars here on display at the 2024 Cleveland Auto Show. I'm Darren Walker, and this is Auto Atlantica. So this is a 2025 Toyota Crown. Crown is a new range of sedans that are powered by a 2.4 litre hybrid powertrain in a sedan-like body. I believe that these are a sedan, they are not a hatchback. Yeah, they've just got a boot on the back. They debuted last year, and it's got a similar powertrain system to the Prius. Here's another one here. This one's got all-wheel drive on it. These start at just under $50,000, and I think these two weigh in at about 55. So this has full-time electronic all-wheel drive. It's got a direct shift 6-speed automatic. As you can see, we've got a very wide electronic display on the dashboard, and again for the infotainment system. The middle, obligatory cup holders, electronic parking brake. But yeah, inside the seats are pretty decent. There's a lot of headroom and footroom as well, both front and back. It's quite impressive. We've even got a lighted entry there on the door sill. It's an attractive car, and it's good to see Toyota actually building sedans when sedans have been jettisoned by Ford and GM almost entirely. Okay, this is the GT86. We're going to take a look around some of Toyota's sports line. It's nice to see that they are maintaining a sports line. I've just been talking to one of the ladies here about how difficult it is for manufacturers in recent years, the GR86 I should say, Gazoo Racing it stands for, because they've had to deal with vastly different customer preferences with crossovers, and then with EVs coming on board big time, manufacturers really are treading water, deciding what moves to make next. This is the GR Corolla. Looking resplendent. Those got to be 18-inch alloys on that. Very, very fast. This has not had the same impact. 6-speed manual gearbox. Always nice to see a manual gearbox. It's not had quite the same impacts as the GR Yaris over in Europe, but still phenomenal vehicle. So there are three versions of the GR Corolla. There's this base one, which is the core. There's a premium one, which adds a carbon fiber roof. And then there's the circuit edition, which adds even larger ground effects and a bigger spoiler. Let's take a look at the GR Supra. This is the top of the Gazoo Racing line. Again, 6-speed gearbox, very much accommodating a driver. It's what it is, it's a driver's car. Absolutely glorious car. This one has the 3-litre turbocharged inline straight six, produces about 382 horsepower. So it will certainly get you where you want to go pretty quickly. Yeah, it's a lovely car. Very, again, along with the other GR lines, very, very underrated, I think. But I think the styling is quite pleasing. You know, it's been out a few years now. It doesn't seem to make many big waves, but it is a fantastic car to drive. So while Toyota actually label the Crown, even though it looks like a sedan, as an SUV, it's really a sort of elevated sedan. They still maintain their Camry line. This, of course, the Camry is now in, it's what, 9th generation? And this is the hybrid. You know, the Camry has been a nameplate that's been on sale constantly in the US since 1982. And after quite a long absence in Europe, it's now back in Europe too. You know, it's a very generic looking sedan, but extraordinarily reliable. It's just good to see manufacturers still building sedans. The latest 5th generation Prius, which has just made its debut in Europe and is going to be on sale in the UK in a few months. It's been on sale here now for about a year. Very, very attractive, a big departure from the previous generation model. It's a lot sportier, this car, than before. Very rakish design. As you'd expect from a Prius, it's pretty cutting edge in terms of its technology. This is the 5th generation model now. This one has got a panoramic sunroof from front to back, so very nice glass house on this car. The door handles for the rear passengers built into the back up top give us a very clean look. No tailgate wash wipe anymore, which has been an ongoing trend. I didn't have one on my Volt either. And even though manufacturers will tell you that, oh no, the aerodynamics mean that it doesn't need one. No, they definitely need a rear wash wipe. I certainly needed one on my Volt and found it very annoying that I didn't have one. But otherwise, it's a sleek design. It doesn't have the presence that it once did. It's now competing with EVs, of course, but it's still a very, very beautiful car, and you know, one that's got a cult following in its own right. Toyota's EV offering in the US is this BZ4X. It first debuted here as a prototype a couple of years ago, and it has had a little bit of bad press lately, unfortunately. And I will probably have to look at the details of that before I release the video. But it's here, it's at the show. As you'd expect from a modern EV, it's very minimalist inside. 2 screens, one for the driver, and then a big center screen for the entertainment system or infotainment system. Trucks are an enormously important part of Toyota's presence in North America, from the Tundra here to the 4Runner down here. And they've got several Tundras and 4Runners on display. I do like this bright orange. I think this is the TRD, got the TRD package on it, this has. with a bike rack. The full-size Sequoia has been redesigned for 2025. Capstone being, I believe that's the top model. Very blinged out. There's a bit more of a toned down one. Again, this has got the TRD package on, featuring a bike rack. TRD Pro package on this Tundra as well. And this is my first look at the new Land Cruiser. This is based on the smaller 300 series, which is the only version that North America will get. There was the first edition, and then it comes in basically two different styles. This is the base one with the round headlights, and the top specification version has like a slimline headlight arrangement setup. I actually prefer the round headlights because it just gives it a nod to the old FJs. Okay, this car is locked. It's owned by the manufacturer. It's a prototype, but you can't really see much through the glare. So if you like the idea of an EV but worried about range anxiety, then this might be for you. This is the Toyota Corolla Cross, and it's just a small SUV version of the Corolla. Very, very similar to the RAV4, but a little bit smaller. This has a hybrid powertrain, the same as the Prius. But yeah, it's just an interesting blend if you really don't want to go full EV. Meanwhile, the RAV4 continues into 2025, probably one of Toyota's most successful models since it first debuted in 1994. We are well on to the 5th generation car now, and it's steadily got bigger over time. Several different powertrains, including a hybrid, which has been very successful for Toyota. So Lexus here with their first all-electric car. It's this sort of SUV EV called the RZ450E. It's got direct all-wheel drive, full-time, producing equivalent of about 310 horsepower. As you'd expect from Lexus, beautifully built, very sleek styling. A little bit anonymous at the back, but still very, very nice. They're all doing away with rear wipers, aren't they? Very interesting split arrangement with the rear spoiler there. Okay, this is Lexus's all-new hybrid. The TX500H uses a 2.4 litre hybrid powertrain, producing about 360 horsepower. You can see Lexus's styling ethos in this car with those touchscreens, two basically put together. Very typical Lexus styling traits all round. Again, almost identical to the EV that we've just been looking at. This is Subaru's Toyota-derived Solterra EV. It's pretty much a badge engineered version of it, inside and out, as you can see. So the beauty is of this, of course, is that you get a combination of Toyota's legendary reliability with the all-wheel drive prowess that a Subaru brings you. Subaru's WRX continues these days only in a four-door sedan body shell. As I believe it's a 2 litre turbo still. That infamous mill that's still pumping this car. When this latest generation debuted a couple of years ago, it was highly derided for this very unusual, these plastic surrounds on the wheel arches, which actually are there to do a job. They stop the car from getting scuffed because these tyres are quite wide section. So, but they did polarize opinion. Tall touchscreen in the middle, 6-speed manual. Now, Mitsubishi have a small stand here at the show, but interestingly, they've got an EV version now of the Outlander, and this has got a rally art cosmetic kit on it as well. Okay, that did throw me for it. This is actually a PHEV. It's not a full EV. I did wonder when I saw it. So, but it can run on EV only, using a 20 kilowatt hour EV battery.